Alrighty. This is what everybody wants to see is how much money are you making? Um, so I this is just a copy and paste of my settlement, and I went in and deleted. I pasted it in a notepad and then deleted out all of my personal information. Well, there's still some personal information in there, but nothing extremely personal like my address and my full name and stuff like that. It has my truck number. That looks like about it. So that's my settlement for this week. That is not a 1 week settlement. That's like a week and a half settlement. It's basically like a 2 week settlement. There is some drama on with this settlement. Um, where to start? So I'm on vacation. I was out for like a month. I had a week breakdown, and then I had a week where I was dealing with this load number right here. This load, that right there is one load. Well, that right there, all of that is a load, and that's the drama load. It was so I had a week where I was broke down. I had a week where I dealt with just this one load. This one load took an entire week. And the entire total pay of that load was $935 for a whole week. A whole week on that load right there. Um, the rest of this load and this load was like half a week. I started this load Tuesday morning. I actually got there to pick up the load like Monday night at like 10:30 p.m. And I delivered this load Saturday morning. So it's basically Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 5 days. 5 days, so more than half a week. So these bottom two loads took me 5 days. Let's see. So from here downward took me 5 days. Well, that's adding it all in. That section right there took me 5 days. Um, so what you see this arrears? That's because last week I don't think I had any. I think I had some money that was on a paycheck, but not very much. I think it was $100 of like extra stop pay that they gave me for that load up there, the one that took me over a week. This one, they gave me like $100 of extra stop pay, so it covered some of my expenses last week. But this arrears was the expenses it did not cover. And if you have a check that's too low to cover your expenses, then they don't take out the security escrow, and it doesn't roll over. So if you're unable to pay the $100 escrow, then next paycheck they still only take $100 out. They don't like roll it over to where you're taking $200 out the next paycheck. Um, so this is not a normal 1 week paycheck. I want to make that very clear. But this paycheck is about $400 short. I was supposed to have at least $400 more on this paycheck. Because on this load up here, the drama load, you see that it pays $1,141, and it's almost 1,300 miles. Well, the load originally was what was it? It was 900 total miles, I think. Let's see. Let me check. Let's go over to the browser. Springfield, Oregon. San Bernardino. $900 miles. So originally, this load was 900 miles. Plus a 120-mile deadhead. So this load originally paid 900 miles. Oh, they have the empty on there. The 110 miles empty. So 1277. So 900 plus 110 or whatever is 1,010 miles or something like that. I forget what it is. But they added to this trip. So the pay that you're seeing on there right now is what the trip originally paid, aside from the $30 stop pay. It paid $1,141 plus $164 in fuel surcharge. Well, this is the load that got rejected. Half the load. There's 52 pallets. They took 27 and they rejected 25. And Clorox told me I was going to have to take it back to Springfield, Oregon. At basically $1 a mile, what they paid me to take it down there. And I told them to go fuck themselves. After much debate and negotiation, I finally agreed to take it to Tracy, California, which is like 360 miles, 370 miles north of San Bernardino. And that's how we get up to this 1,300 miles that we're at, the 1277. That's including me going back up to Tracy. But they didn't. They were supposed to pay me like an extra $570 or something to take the load to Tracy, and that pay is not on here. So I messaged my driver manager, and she retorted. She rebutted me. She got defensive and told me that, what about that lumper receipt? We're going to have to charge you $200 if you don't give that to us. I said, we've talked about this multiple times. You said you were going to look into it. And you were going to get back to me if you couldn't get it. You never got back to me. I told her I wasn't given a receipt, and I didn't know I had to get receipts if we did it through a ComCheck, because the ComCheck basically has its own receipt. So now on my time off, I'm having to deal with trying to hunt down a receipt from a lumper, so I don't get charged $200 fucking dollars. And they didn't pay me $500. Well, my actual pay would be 65% of the, I think it was $573. $372 is how much I'm missing from this check, plus fuel surcharge, which would get it up to about $400. I am really, really, really mad. I've been dealing with this load for a long time, like 3 weeks that I've been dealing with drama on this one load. But she said that she had tried contacting the lumper service and they wouldn't return calls, and they won't respond to emails. So I called them, I emailed them, and I called Stater Brothers, the distribution center I delivered to, and asked for the contact for the lumper. Told them I couldn't reach the lumper service, and they gave me a different phone number, and I called that number and left a voicemail, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. So, and I also gave that number to LaDonna. I copied her on an email. I emailed her with it. LaDonna is my driver manager. She's a pretty good driver manager. One thing that really sets me off is that she gets defensive. And then she'll backpedal. And once she realizes what's going on, like her initial interaction with you is defensive. She'll initially be really defensive when you engage her on something. And then when she starts to understand what's going on, then she'll relax and she'll be reasonable. But it really pisses me off, and it kind of gets me defensive and sets me off whenever, like, I message her and I'm like, hey, I'm missing $500 on this check. That entire load to Tracy, the return on that overage, I didn't get paid for that. And she comes back at me and says, well, we're going to charge you $200 because you didn't give us that receipt. What the fuck does that have to do with the $500 something dollars you didn't pay me? He's like, anyway. But that's what I'm doing on my. This is my vacation. This is my time off right now. I'm dealing with this shit. Yesterday, most of the day, I was dealing with paperwork, scanning in documents for the tax service, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's this hasn't been really a vacation. There's just been a lot of stuff I've been trying to do to get taken care of. Let me close that out. Let's switch over to the browser. You've seen enough of the settlement. You can rewind and pause and look at it all you want. But I just copied the settlement over to Notepad, deleted out the personal information, and I'm probably not going to leave my house until the 10th or the 11th. But I'm still scanning the load board for awesome loads. If there's an amazing load that pops up, then maybe... Ooh, this is a new one. This load just popped up on here. This very bottom load. Going to Perrysburg, Ohio. It's not very good. It's not a very good load. Alright, let's look at Perrysburg, Ohio. See if there's some amazing crap coming out of there. No. Nope. Nope. A lot of New York and Pennsylvania loads. Southgate, Michigan to Joplin, Missouri. There's a ton of these loads. Joplin is not very far from Tulsa. AJM paper. Unknown weight on paper. AJM are every one of these unknown weight? I think I've done an AJM load before. And it was somewhere in Kansas. It might have been Joplin. You know what? I think it was Joplin. And I think I picked it up in Detroit. And it was from AJM to AJM. And it was paper. It was short paper rolls. It was the ones that are only like 3 or 4 feet tall. And there was like 30 or 40 of them in there, floor loaded. And they asked me to put a strap in the trailer before I backed into the dock. And when they unloaded at the AJM in Joplin or wherever the hell it was, my strap wasn't in there. So they just kept my fucking strap up in Detroit. But that was a company strap. Yeah, these loads are not that amazing. So yeah, that Perrysburg, Ohio, that's paying like $1.20 a mile. It's not going to good enough of a market to justify that low of a pay. But pretty much everything coming out of Tulsa pays like $1.20 a mile. Everything out of Kimberly-Clark. I mean, it doesn't pay very well. This Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, that is a place that I would like to go. It's basically Kenosha. And it's a pretty decent little freight hub. See, there's a load coming back to Ada, Oklahoma. It pays pretty damn well. Pepsi, 44,000 pounds. Ada is 90 miles from Oklahoma City. So on this, what I could do is, how much would this be? I could go Jinx to Pleasant Prairie. It's 1,100 plus 146. You know what, let me break out my spreadsheet. Alrighty. Let's go through J. Alright, let me see. I don't have Excel in here, do I? Damn it. Alright, you should be able to hear me again. Alright. So, let's go, let's go back over to the browser and let's copy in the Jinx into the spreadsheet. And now let's copy in, I'm not going to flip it back over to the browser to do it, but let's copy in the Ada. Now this is completely theoretical because the dates on these, I don't even think it's possible to do these loads because of the pickup times and the delivery times. But this would be, wow, the Jinx to Pleasant Prairie pays that low. Yeah, that would be a terrible week. That'd be like a $1,900 a week. Just go out there and come back and then go back to the house for a day. That'd be a terrible week. You know what? Let's check something out. Let's check and see, like, let's look at a destination of Oklahoma City and just see where a good market is at to go pick up a load to come to Oklahoma City. Yeah, all this is up in the Chicago area. Morris, I want to say, is Chicago. Hutchins is Dallas. This is probably the best load. It's going to Enid. Okay. So I've hauled one of these loads before. And it went to TNW Tire in Oklahoma City. And it pulled out of, I think it pulled out of that Wilmington, Illinois. Let me see if it's the same one. Why? I hate it when it doesn't give me the damn satellite view. This address looks familiar. Yeah, yeah. This is the one. Yeah, I remember the Petro and the TA right there, and you pulled past it. Came down here, checked in. Yep. Yeah, they had me, Yep, I remember. This is the one I picked up out of. This is a really nice place. Really easy in and really easy out. Really cool security guards. The only place that sucks about it is, as you can see here, like only one truck at a time can be at the security gate. So everybody lined up has to line up in this center lane out here waiting to turn in. And if the line gets too long, you'll have jackasses that don't realize there's a line, and they'll just drive past and try to cut in front of everybody. They'll have to come all the way down here, turn around, and come back. Yeah. So I picked up out of there before, but instead of taking it to Enid, which Enid's up here. Yeah, just making sure I had it set to browser. This is where this load's delivering. It delivered to a TNW Tire right down here. It's right next to where all the truck stops are at and everything. So here's all the truck stops. This right here is City Trailer. This is where I pay to park my trailer. And the TNW Tire was like right here. Right there it is, TNW Tire. This is the one that I delivered to last time on that load. I picked up in that Wilmington, and I delivered it to this place right here. Now, they have a ton of warehouses right here. I pulled in right here on this street, and I parked right here. And I went over to this warehouse right here, and asked them where in the hell I check in at, and they said that it's like a shared facility. It's like a co-location facility, and they told me to go check in at this office over here for T&W. So I went over here into this office. The main door is like over here on this side. So I came in, waited in line. I was like number 5 in line. The guy just opened the door and went in there. Like there were people standing outside waiting on them to open up in the morning. And I had to wait in line like a regular fucking customer. And then after waiting in line, he told me, he came outside to show me where to go. And he told me to go to this dock right here. And this is it's one of those docks that like it goes down 5 or 6 feet down into the ground. And there's a whole bunch of shit piled up right here. So this would normally be really close to a straight back, but they were using this area right here for a ton of storage. So I had to pull out into this space right here and then blindside back and then pull straight and then back up into it. Because this is like right here is where it starts going downward. And there's little like curbs on each side of it. So it was a pretty easy spot to get in and out of. But they were telling me that I was going to have to, I had 2 different kinds of tires, and I was going to have to go to another place and dock to unload some of the tires. But apparently there were only like 2 of the big tires in there. And instead of making me like go dock somewhere else to unload those 2, they just unloaded them right here, and they took them over to the other place on a forklift. I asked them if I could park the trailer there over the weekend, over the July 4th weekend, and they told me no. It's not a secured lot or anything, and they said it's the Wild West at night over at this place. They didn't want the liability of me leaving the truck there overnight, or the trailer over the weekend. But this is the TA that I top off at before I head out. It's kind of a janky place to get in and out of. Because most people, the exit is a real pain in the ass, narrow, drive all the way around the damn lot to get out of the exit right here. So most people exit right there at the main entrance, which creates a massive cluster. And the way the trucks line up, they line up into the entrance and exit right here. It's a pain in the ass. They don't have any signs up that say, hey, exit's over on this side of the lot. So everybody just exits right here because they don't know that this is an exit right here. It's really hard to see this exit. And there are like no signs. And the Loves doesn't have a damn scale. The Loves over here. The Flying J does have a scale. Wait, does it? I think it does. Yeah, right here it is. That's the scale. Because I went over to Loves to scale. They didn't have a scale, so I ended up scaling at Flying J. And then ever since then, I've just scaled over here at the TA. Even though it's a massive pain in the ass to rescale, because you have to pull off the scale here. Hopefully, there's not a lot of creative parking right here. And you have enough room to do a U-turn. Then you come back out here. Hopefully there's not a lot of trucks in line, and it'll give you enough room to come back over here and do another U-turn to where you can get lined up straight and scale again. Otherwise, you drive all the way around the parking lot and come back through here, and you're basically back in the same boat. That hopefully there's not a whole bunch of trucks lined up right here. Otherwise, you can't get back over here if there's a bunch of trucks in the fuel line. Anyway. But, yeah, those are potential loads. I would really, really, really like to get an out and back load. So, we'll see. But really the loads that are far enough out that I'm going to want to... that I'm going to pick them up on like the 10th or the 11th, those loads aren't on the load board yet, for the most part. Let's see. This has 10th, 11th, 12th. But this is everything coming to the Oklahoma City area. Everything that delivers within 100 miles of Oklahoma City. Houston is a place I hate going. Like, they pay such crap to go there and such crap to leave there. I don't know, like, Houston sucks. I'm seeing the Sweetwater, Tennessee. Estimated weight 1. I don't believe that. What a jackass. He's just putting 1 on there. A broker is a jackass. Uber Eats is trying to talk me. You know, I might actually do Uber Eats tonight. I ordered a big order of a Walmart delivery, and I think I've eaten just about everything out of that Walmart delivery. The only thing left is some like barbecue beans and some crab salad, and I'm not feeling it. The barbecue beans, okay, last time I ordered the barbecue beans from Walmart, they were barbecue brisket baked beans. Now they're just barbecue beans, and there's a big fucking difference. The barbecue brisket beans that I got last time were awesome. They were really good. They had brisket in them. The barbecue beans I got this time, and they're more expensive than the last ones that I bought. They upped the price by like 50 cents a package. And there's no brisket in them. Basically, it's Van Camp's pork and beans or some cheap pork and beans with some barbecue sauce in it. That's it. It's like terrible. It's horrible. I ate half of a container of one, and it was kind of brutal. It was really hard to like choke it down. So I don't think I'm gonna eat the rest of those beans. So I might actually do some Uber Eats tonight. Maybe. We'll see. So anyway, yeah, that's my drama going on. I'm missing $400 on a paycheck, and uh, they're threatening to charge me $200. So yeah, but let's go back over that paycheck. $5,300 is what they put into my checking account. 5292.89 is how much that went into my checking account after expenses. That doesn't. The only thing that's missing from that is my fuel cost. Well, some of my fuel costs. If you, as you can see there, owner operator fuel, $252.60. That was me topping off in San Antonio. And it kind of chaps my ass that they don't have detailed information on the fuel charges. Let me see. Let me look at my TruckSmart, the TA app, and see how much I actually they don't even have it on here. I would have to. Let's keep it on this, and let me log into. member, select your program, Ultra One. Damn it. Last 10 digits. Give me just a minute. I don't know why this isn't saved. Need the last 10 digits. Let's see here. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3. I need one more. What was before the one? Alright, here it is. Alright, let's flip over to browser. Alright, so my total was 270.87. And what is it that USA Truck is charging me? So 252.60. That's like no discount at all. 252.60. So let's see here. So I don't get any discount on DEF. So $1.95. It should have been $1.80. So let's do 1.8 times 121.765. That's 219.77 plus 32.33 for DEF. That's 251.50. 251.50. So 252.60, close enough. So yeah, I did get $1.80 a gallon. This is not a very detailed report, though. I don't like that they don't break down what I actually paid per gallon on that fuel and what my deduction was or anything like that. But that's the only reason I used the card, was because I saved 15 cents a gallon. If I would have used my normal card, I would have paid $1.95 instead of $1.80. I got no discount at that TA. And that TA at no discount was cheaper than any other place with my discount. So, yeah, it was a hell of a deal. $1.80 a gallon for fuel was an awesome deal. But anyway, I'm gonna try to relax. I still got like four days until I plan on leaving, and hopefully get this pay issue resolved on my missing pay, and hopefully I get a damn lumper receipt, and I don't have to deal with any more drama with the lumper receipt bullshit. And then whenever I finally roll out, you know, I don't know how long I'm going to be out on the road. just depends on the loads. I try to get home when I try to get home. I would really like to get my affairs at my house in a position where I could be away for a month without shit just hitting the fan out over here. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think I'll be good to go for 2 or 3 weeks when I leave, because this time I'm not going to order anything to be sitting on my porch when I get back. I won't have shit sitting on my porch the whole time I'm gone. And I'll get, some other stuff paid up to a point where it shouldn't be an issue. But anyway, just one last thing. I want to say it one more time. I've already said this several times. This is not indicative of a normal 1-week paycheck. And this paycheck's actually like $400 short. It should be $5,700 instead of $5,300. It basically has about $935 extra on it that it shouldn't have. So we'll say $1,000. So this should have been a $4,200, $4,300 a week, about a $4,300 a week. That's solid. It's not amazing, but it's solid. If I got $4,300 a week, I would be happy. That would be enough for me. After fuel, that would be probably about $3,000 a week bring home to me, if not more. If I were able to do $4,300 a week, that'd be my check after all expenses would be over $3,000. I think even if I had a truck payment, it would be over three grand. But $3,000 at 52 weeks a year, that's $150,000 a year. I'm not working 52 weeks a year. I take a lot of time off, but like, let's say that, I did half that. That's still $75,000, $80,000 a year with a lot of time off. That's like taking 6 months a year off, and you're still making like $75,000 a year. I made $70,000 a year at my last job, was how much I was making. So for me to get 6 months a year off and still make what I made at my last job, I'm happy with that. But not all my weeks are that good. But I'm I try to keep rolling. But that's the biggest paycheck I've gotten so far by a long shot. I think my second biggest check's like $2,700. So, yeah. But that's for a week. That was probably over $2,000 bring home that week on that $2,700. So, even on my really shitty weeks, I still make more than my old job. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one. And I hope to have, like, in the future, I'll have better statement videos where, like, I take a lot of time off because I've had a lot of issues, a lot of drama going on. I hope to get some consistency, get everything fixed on my truck. Like right now, when I'm leaving, I need to go through Springfield. So it's restricting, like, the loads that I'm going to be taking coming out of my house, because I need to go through Springfield. Also, I didn't bring a trailer with me home because I knew I was going to be home for like a week or more, and I didn't want to pay $10 a day to park the trailer. So that also restricts the loads that I can pick up. I basically need to pick up out of Kimberly-Clark. Kimberly-Clark, maybe Niagara. Maybe I might be able to get a Niagara load. I would have to check in advance to see if they have a trailer there or if I have to bring an empty to be able to pick up a load. So, I'm restricted on all that. And that's been the story since I've had the truck, is I've had a lot of issues. I still don't have all of them corrected. And I still need to get this thing into the shop to get the APU fixed, because the water pump on the APU is not working. And I basically can't run the APU. And it's costing me a lot of money in fuel. And I need to get that fixed. So, I'm going to get that fixed. So anyway, this is not a normal 1 week paycheck. This is a fluke. I wish I could do this every week. If I could, then I would just be crushing it. I would be making, a lot of money. Another thing that I'll comment on with USA Truck is their load board. Let's flip back over to the load board. Their load board is sparse. Their load board is very, very limited. Most of the crap on their load board is not worth hauling. It's really, really cheap crap. I really have to sift through the crap to find something worth a damn on USA Truck's load board. And Tulsa is one of the best areas to pull freight. It doesn't pay that great, but this is the Tulsa area mainly on the load board right here. And you can see a ton of stuff on the load board. You get over into some of these markets, and there's hardly anything on the load board. Let me try to think of one off the top of my head. Memphis is usually a pretty good market, but let's check Memphis, Tennessee. This is a really hot freight area. And on a normal load board, there would probably be hundreds of loads in this area. That's the entire list for Memphis, Tennessee. That's it. 100 miles within Memphis. And a lot of these are the exact same place. This Bialia, going to Robert, Louisiana, there's tons of those loads. Niagara, going to Walmart. And then there's tons of this load, South Haven to Tip City. Bialia to Walmart in Robert, Louisiana. These are going to be more Niagara. There's even more of them. Like half the loads on this load board are this Bialia to Robert, Louisiana. This Walmart load, this heavy-ass bottled water. So like half this load board is just hauling that one Niagara. If we lost that contract, we'd be screwed. There'd be almost nothing in the Memphis area. So yeah, it's there's very limited loads on the USA Truck load board. So it's not easy on USA Truck's load board to keep moving. Because like whenever you need to pick up a load on, let's say, August 8th, there may only be like 1 or 2 loads that can be picked up on August 8th. And maybe out of those 1 or 2 loads, one of them doesn't deliver for 4 days. Or maybe one of them pays nothing. Or they go into a really bad market or whatever. So you may set a day hoping that a better load pops up on the load board. That's USA Truck's load board. That's what it's like. There are very few loads to pick from. It is a very, very small load board. I'm really hoping that once I get on with Landstar, I'm not going to have those problems. I've seen Landstar's load board. They have, I don't know what the total number of loads on USA Truck's load board is, but I would guess it's probably under 2,000 total loads, if I had to guess. It's probably somewhere in that ballpark. It might be upwards of 10,000 total loads. Maybe it's 5,000, maybe it's 2,000. I don't know. But it's not like a tremendous number of loads on their load board. Whereas Landstar has tens of thousands of loads on their load board. I don't know how many total loads they have, but it's a lot more than USA Truck. And whenever I go and I look in areas, or I I don't have access to their load board, but I watch YouTube videos, and they have to they have to use the filters on the load board to really narrow down the loads to get the list down to a point that's something you can sift through. Because if you use really vague searches like what I'm using with USA Trucks load board right here, where I'm basically searching for everything within 100 miles of Memphis, if you did that on a decent sized load board, there would be so many loads that you wouldn't even know where to start in looking through all of them. So yeah, you really have to dig down and use filters to kind of narrow down what it is specifically that you're looking for on the bigger load boards. USA Truck, you're just kind of stuck with whatever the fuck is there because there's so few loads. But anyway, I'm looking for a diamond in the rough coming out of Oklahoma City. I'm looking to leave the house around the 10th or the 11th, Monday or Tuesday of next week, but I might come out earlier than that if some really amazing load pops up. Most likely a Walmart load, because Walmart tends to pay about $2 to $2.50 a mile. So what I actually make on a Walmart load is usually in the around $1.50 to $1.80 a mile, which is more than what most of this crap pays. Let me see if I can find an outlier here that pays around $1.50 to $1.80. That this one pays $2 a mile going to Massachusetts. That sucks so bad. That is such a bad load. Yeah, this is $1.20 a mile. Going to Pennsylvania paying $2 a mile. It's another bad load. This one pays decent. This one is the exact same load. It doesn't pay as much. So, these three loads right here are the best. Let's see if they're Walmart loads. Nope, it's going to Hy-Vee. Kimberly-Clark to Hy-Vee. Never heard of Hy-Vee. So this other one is probably going to be the exact same Hy-Vee. Yep, Kimberly-Clark to Hy-Vee. And this one is a Walmart load. I've never heard of Hy-Vee. But this Chariton, Ohio, or Iowa, I looked at it earlier, and it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It's going to be hard to find a decent load coming out of there. And Sealy, Texas. So both of these are paying $3 a mile. And one of them's a Walmart load. Almost all of the outlier loads that pay a decent amount, where I am going to make $1.80 a mile or more, a lot of them are Walmart loads. That Louisiana load that I just pulled, I want to say I made $2.07 a mile on an 1,800 mile run. That was what I made. There are not a lot of markets that pay that well. LA, let's check out Los Angeles. Yeah, here's one for $5,580 going to Kansas City, Missouri. It's Vernon, California. It's within 100 miles of LA. Yeah, look at all these big loads. $5,000, $6,000 loads. That one's paying $5 a mile. Loveland, Colorado. Now, Loveland is a shithole. You're not going to find anything coming out of Loveland on USA Trucks load board. So you're going to be doing a massive deadhead. This Kansas City load is awesome, though, because there's a ton of freight in the Kansas City area. $20,000. Life foam going to Walmart. Yeah, once I get all the things fixed with the truck, I would love to start going to LA all the time. But yeah, it's like buck a mile going to LA. Jesus. $29.64 with breakthrough fuel. That is a man. It's so cheap. Everything going into LA pays so little, but the stuff coming out pays really well. Now, I could do this one. Well, I can't because like it picks up tomorrow and I'm not going to be there tomorrow. But um that's basically $1 a mile is what this one pays. Going 2,000 miles to Carson, California. It's over by Compton. Yeah, that's a really, really, really shitty delivery. I really prefer the deliveries that are out here by Fontana and San Bernardino. This is like deep down into LA. This is over by the ports. I've done pickups down here on like Terminal Island. This is not a good place to be. I think this is that really, really, really tall bridge. So it wasn't like right here where I picked up. I went over this bridge, and then I took a right, and like it was down in here somewhere was one of the places I picked up, and it was this really old brick, tiny ass dock. I don't know. This is 20 years ago. It's hard for me to remember the exact details. A lot of solar panels on buildings. Anyway, enough nostalgia there. Sitting around looking at loads. I need to go through. I'm in Oklahoma City. I'm going to be picking up in Tulsa. I need to go through Springfield. Strafford, Missouri is just on the east side of Springfield, and that's where APU Center is at. So that's the plan, is to pick up in Tulsa, stop at APU Center, get my APU fixed, and then take a load up wherever in the hell at. This one, the one that delivers to Pleasant Prairie, that basically goes to Kenosha, Wisconsin. That is a very interesting load that I really, really like. I don't mind driving around the edge of Chicago to get up there. I've done it before several times. I mean, it would be even better to get something that was like down here and on the southwest edge, like Morris, where I don't really have to deal with Chicago at all. That would be even better. Rockford, Illinois would be awesome. Janesville, Wisconsin. Janesville, there's a Dollar General in Janesville. Let me try to remember where it's at. NFI. There it is. Generac, Janesville. Is that Dollar General? No, that's not it. There it is. There it is. Yeah. And this is the one that had a nice parking lot at the entry. This is probably one of the best places I've ever delivered. You come in here, and then this isn't the one. Maybe this is an old picture? This isn't what it looks like. Yeah. This might be an old satellite photo. I don't know. But they had, like, whenever you came in, like right here was a huge truck parking lot. And then right here was the main entrance gate. Like all this right here was paved over. And this was just a big truck parking lot. And this was the entrance, the security guard entrance right here. And there was just massive open areas to pick up and park your trailers and everything. I'm pretty sure this is the right one. It's just that they've redone it to where everything's different now, and they have a huge parking lot right here where trucks can park at before they come in the gate to sit and wait. But yeah, I'm like 95% sure that is the one. But it does. This is not the correct layout for it. They've redone it since this satellite picture was taken. Because everything else looks the same. Because I dropped my trailer. They said to put it in the very first available slot down this row. So I dropped it in the first available slot down this row. And all the empties were back in here. And that's where I went and picked up my empty. And drove back out here and checked out at the guard shack. Yep. Yep, that is definitely the place. Because I remember leaving here. I was going to take this Highway 11. I was going to take it down. Because I was trying to get over to Kenosha, basically. So I was going to take Highway 11 across to 140 right here. And then take that down to 43. And then take 43 across to 50, and then take 50 across to Kenosha. And basically, as soon as you get across the wait, what happened to Highway 11? Where'd it go? There it is. So as soon as you cross the interstate on Highway 11 right here, there's a sign right here that's like no trucks over Class B. Only Class B and lower trucks allowed per city ordinance or something like that. And you see this huge area right here? I did a U-turn right here and went back the other way. So, sons of bitches. But yeah, I'd love to deliver to that Janesville Dollar General again. That place was awesome. Easy in, easy out. Tons of everything. Just awesome place. And to get there, driving up up 90 and 39, there's like no traffic. You don't really drive through major cities going up 39 and 90 to get up there. So in Springfield, it's 55 to 39 to 90. St. Louis, yeah. Janesville, Wisconsin, yeah, that Dollar General, I would love to deliver there again. The only problem was getting across to pick up my next load over in Kenosha. It was a major pain in the ass because of the massive amounts of construction on all the roads, and they had so many road closures that every time I found a route, it was closed. And I had to try to find another route. It was such a pain in the ass. But the load that I got was it was basically a Kimberly Clark load going to Janesville. If I saw that load pop up here again, I would snag it up. Because that's the last one that I grabbed that I stopped by APU Center to get my APU worked on, where the dumbass Jared just let the APU run for an hour and charged me $90 for it. He didn't do any troubleshooting at all. None. Zero troubleshooting. Just let the thing run for an hour, charged me $90 for the fucking privilege, and said it was working perfectly fine. I went over to the TA, went to sleep. Within like 2 or 3 hours, the damn thing overheated, dumped a bunch of coolant on the ground, was smoking real bad. Fucking idiot. As soon as they saw that my water pump was under warranty, they were like, no, it's working fine. If it wasn't under warranty, they would have told me to replace the water pump. But there's tons of loads. Like even this New Baltimore. New Baltimore is a pretty good place to be. There's a lot of loads coming out of New Baltimore. I might snag that load up. Ooh, coming back to Joplin, Missouri. Pays decent. Only a 48-mile deadhead. It's AJM. Live load and live unload. Damn, they got these things all the way out. 11th, 12th, 14th, 17th, 18th. This one pays pretty good, but it's going to York, Pennsylvania, which is not a good place to be. Yeah, trying to find a load in Maine, that would be a nightmare. Not as many loads as last time I looked at New Baltimore. Not as many loads. It's mainly just this one load from AJM, which kind of pays shit. I mean, it's like, let's go look at the spreadsheet. What does it pay? Pays me $1.49 a mile. $800 miles. These are day and a half loads. Anyway, I think I'll end the video there. You can look at the statement one last time. That's a unicorn. It's an anomaly. It's a fluke. Yes, I could definitely do that again, but it's not a normal paycheck. So I'm gonna go look at the food situation. I haven't eaten anything today, which I could probably skip a few meals. It's not gonna hurt me. But I'm starting to get hungry. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.